Let's bring in our panel for our little debate now. On the left, Democratic analyst Jonathan Harris with us today. And also on the right, Republican strategist Malik Abdul. Hi, guys. Welcome in.
Thanks for having us.
That was a great sampling of voters. And I don't know, are you encouraged or discouraged by what you just heard? I'll let you start, Jonathan, and then to you, Malik.
Oh, gosh. I mean, we're so far out. What are we, 5 months out?
5 months.
They're not even the official nominees. Trump doesn't have a VP pick. He's now a convicted felon. We haven't gotten to the October surprise yet. There's so much that can happen. It's hard to tell. I think at the end of the day, the truth is, like any game, if you were trying to predict a game, you'll more know when the game is played and when we have, who scored where and what the final points are. I have to admit, to be honest, there is no person in their right mind on the right who wanted Trump to be a convicted felon going into this election.
Oh, wow.
So
okay.
That absolutely hurts him.
Let's play the game of how many times you can squeeze in convicted felon. I know you're going to get 2 there. No.
Well, how many times did he say lock her? How many times did he say lock her up about Hillary Clinton?
So my original question, with all due respect, was if you were encouraged by discouraged. No, I understand that.
I just said we're
you
too
didn't
far
want to
out.
answer encouraged or okay, we're too far out, and
I
some
said
people.
We're too far out. I don't know.
Malik, to you, are you encouraged by some of those folks who said, despite conviction, I'll say it, despite the fact he's a convicted felon, they're voting for Trump?
Well, that actually isn't really surprising. There was a lot of conversation about whether or not would people vote for Donald Trump. I think this particular case is just so much different because Donald Trump was convicted of something that actually Hillary Clinton did. The FEC did fine Hillary Clinton, saying that what she listed as a legal expense should have been listed as opposition research. That is something that Hillary Clinton did. The FEC didn't fine Donald Trump. So I don't think that people, it doesn't seem as if they're changing their opinions on Donald Trump. If you have hard set opinions against Donald Trump, that's how you're going to be. What I'm encouraged by is what I saw. I think Donald Trump just posted around over $100 million that was raised in the month of May. That is encouraging to me. Also seeing people who are moving back into the Trump camp. A number of people who were in the anti-Trump world are now on his side. So I'm encouraged by that.
I do want to get to Fauci.
Behind President Biden in fundraising.
Yeah, no, that's true. But it is true that the FEC did fine Hillary for the Steele dossier, and they passed on Donald Trump. Do you want to respond to that before we move on to Fauci? I just want to give you an opportunity.
I just think that when a candidate and his party continues to talk about law and order, and then when law and order holds him accountable, when he has broken a law and a grand jury decided to proceed, a jury convicted him, I'm surprised that what I keep hearing is not, oh, our system worked, law and order worked, but
that
I'm
sounds
a victim.
like deflection.
It's not fair to me. It's not deflection. What he should be doing, what an adult would do, is say, I did something wrong, the system held me accountable.
Well, they can indict a ham sandwich, as they say, with a grand jury, but we will see what happens on appeal. It will be appealed.
Could you convict a ham sandwich on 34 felony counts? I'm not sure.
Well, it's a Frankenstein novel case, so I'm not so sure it actually was ever a statute they would have used if it wasn't Donald Trump 8 years after the payments
But maybe that's
happened.
why he should be careful about talking about law and order.
Can we talk about Fauci real quick? Yeah, no, we should talk more about law, and we'll do another panel on law and order, and we can talk about migrant crime or something. Maybe we'll take that up as law and order in our streets. But let's talk about Fauci real quick. I do want to get your reaction. A lot of controversy about him trying to dodge some of the questions. Here is Congressman Michael McCloud. This is what Fauci said when he said, why were you putting in all these measures imposed by the government? And here's Fauci's response yesterday under oath.
I'm going to go through a list of COVID mitigation measures that you supported over the course of the pandemic and ask you to give me a yes or no as to whether you believe these measures were justified. Business closures?
Early on, when 5,000 people were dying a day, yes.
Church closures?
Same thing.
School closures?
Again, the
stay-at-home orders?
These were important when we were trying to stop the tsunami of deaths that were occurring early on.
I'm going to give you each 30 seconds. Malik, first to you, and then Jonathan. Dr. Fauci, obviously mistakes were made. Is he culpable for some of this? And obviously in a way that it could be contempt for lying about some of these things, flip-flopping, and some are actually seeing if there's some type of criminality to this.
Well, I do believe that Dr. Fauci should be held accountable. And I say this as someone who really appreciates the yeoman's work that Donald Trump administration did in getting us through Operation Warp Speed. I actually think that he should be held accountable in some way. What that looks like, I don't know. But he did a lot of unscientific things. And I think that that is something that is a disgusting thing that Americans actually had to work through.
Jonathan, what are your thoughts on Dr. Fauci, the fallout today?
It's incredible to hear a party that supports Donald Trump, who suggested injecting disinfectant and trying experimental medications, who called it a hoax, who said it would go away on its own.
We're talking about Dr. Fauci.
And, right. I could keep going down the lines of all of the ineptitude
Now I'm out of
with
time,
Donald Trump.
and I didn't get to your answer.
Conservatives want to target Dr. Fauci.
I wanted to,
That's
yes.
where they want to start. Dr. Fauci,
Jonathan
not
Harris,
Donald
Malika
Trump. It's
Jewell,
absurd.
great conversation.
Absurd.
All right, we'll have more of it when you guys return. Thank you both for your time. See you soon.
Sure thing.
Thanks for having me.